Ooh, welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. My guest tonight is he's on Zoom right now, and let me see if I can pronounce your name correctly. I forgot to ask you before we started recording. So, is it Jequient Broaden?
Yeah, close. It's Jequient Broaden, but you can just call me Q. That's fine too, if that makes
works.
it easier. Q.
Awesome. So, and he played I would say, famous Creighton Duke. He played him before the Jason Goes to Hell, the Final Friday version of Creighton Duke, and he played him in Roseblood, a Friday the 13th fan film, and I absolutely love his portrayal. How you doing today, Q?
Man, I'm awesome, man. Thanks so much for having me on, man, and
awesome.
Thanks for all your kind words of me playing Creighton Duke, man. It was an honor to try to give that character some life, man. So thank you so much for having me on, man. I'm super excited to be here.
Absolutely. I'm glad to have you on. I had Peter Anthony on a couple weeks ago or so, and we talked so much about the film and about Creighton Duke and how he filled in the plot holes from what we see of Creighton and Jason Goes to Hell. And I thought he did a wonderful job, like writing that in. And I thought you did a wonderful job portraying it. And it really shows, like, it really filled in a lot of the stuff that you didn't know before before the timeline of Jason Goes to Hell. So
thank you so much, bro.
Of course. So the first question I got for you is more about your background and how did you get your start into acting?
Oh, okay, no problem. Well, I've basically been acting as long as I can remember, really. I always been making like small films, as you can see in my background. I'm a huge horror movie fan, and I'm a huge film geek. So I always been making small movies. Here in Michigan, I did a bunch of extra work, like I was in Batman versus Superman, a bunch of HBO series that's, usually extra work. And then on my YouTube channel, I do a lot of skits and things like that. And that attracted Peter because he thought I can, handle the role of somebody like Creighton Duke. So I've been in love, of course, with the Friday 13th franchise all my life, and in love with acting and filmmaking in general. So yeah, it's all a part of my DNA. From special effects, I do CG. I'm a CG artist for my daytime job. So
nice.
Yeah, it's in my DNA, all that stuff. So yeah, man, I love acting, but this Creighton Duke was the most lines I ever had on screen before. It was a lot to say. So
you were in a lot of roles, and I mean, like, it's not, a lot of scenes. And the fact is that with Creighton Duke, it's not like you're creating a new character. Like, you have to do a character that's already been established in the franchise. Right. Now you got to portray him, but you got to portray him not as he was in Friday the 13th, but before, like, the trauma, obviously, with Julian happened.
Exactly. So I had to be a little bit over the top, but not, and I still had to be like cool like the Duke, but I'm a little younger, so I'm a little bit more hot-headed, I think. Yeah. How Peter wanted me to play him, so I kind of played him like that. I kind of played him sort of like a young Tony Stark in my mind. I watched a lot of Tony Stark before I played him. Young narcissist personalities, things like that.
Nice. So how did you make your version of Creighton Duke? Like, what did you want to do to make it different, the Stephen Williams version and Jason Goes to Hell? Like, what did you do to prepare for that role? But how did you kind of differentiate yourself from the character he portrayed?
Great question. Yeah, like I said, I watched a lot of narcissists. Yeah, like I said, Tony Stark. I studied him a lot. I studied Alonzo Mourning from Training Day, sort of the guy with a chip on the shoulder, the a-hole, you know what I'm saying? 2 steps ahead of everybody. So yeah, because he's like a genius too. So he can't be like over the top and kind of dumb. So he has to be very witty, with his dialogue, and very confident. So I'm not as confident or cool as Creighton Duke in real life. So I just kind of had to portray it. And of course I watched Jason Goes to Hell a bunch of times. I didn't want to mimic Steven. I just wanted to kind of get some of his mannerisms down and his cool, calm cadence, and it's just weirdness, and it's a funny dialogue. So yeah, that's what I studied. I studied all those guys, and then I tried to bring in my own. So I knew it was a younger character, so I didn't want to do him verbatim. I wanted to give him a little bit more, a little bit more swag, if you will,
Right. So did you want to put, like, kind of portray him differently from Jason Goes to Hell, because don't forget, in Jason Goes to Hell, according to the timeline in Roseblood, Creighton Duke is now after Jason because of the death of Julian. But before Julian's death, you kind of weren't that kind, that way. You weren't hunting Jason at the time. So was there any type of, what were you trying to do to make him different between like before and after?
Yeah. Maybe like like the hot-headedness, you know what I'm saying? The smart aleck attitude, because obviously I don't have a vendetta against Jason at this point until what happens to Julian. So that's when I went in, like, like an earlier version of Creighton Duke, just more cocky and more, a-hole-ish, and think he knows everything. That's how I approached the role. I hope I did, justice in that aspect, You
really did. I thought you did great, because like when you watch Jason Goes to Hell, you think, what is up with Creighton Duke? Like, what is this revenge he has against Jason? It wasn't really established.
Right.
But then in this movie, it kind of fills in that plot hole, that plot point that is because Julian was killed by Creighton, and by Jason, and Creighton wants his revenge. And it made a lot of sense, especially your last line in the movie. It's like, I'm gonna get you for this, or whatever it was. And like, that's where it comes into play with Jason Goes to Hell. Now he's hunting him. So it really made sense. Now, regarding the script of Roseblood, when you first saw this script and your character of Creighton Duke and how he was being portrayed, what were your initial thoughts of this character?
Oh man, I already knew Creighton Duke because I'm a huge fan of him. I think he's the Han Solo of the Friday the 13th franchise. Like, he's super cool. So when I read him, Pete's such a huge fan. He wrote him exactly how I thought it would be. How I thought Creighton Duke would be. So, and because Peter Anthony wrote such a great script, it wasn't easy, but it was kind of easy to visualize the character and. So that's what I did, because it was kind of easy. Like, when I looked at the script, he's like this. He's a younger, more snarkier version than he is in Jason Goes to Hell. Even though in Jason Goes to Hell, he's still a smart ass. But I approached it like that. So it was easy, because Peter Anthony's script just jumped right off the page, and it was easy for me to intercept it and and comprehend it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was so waiting for you to break the fingers of General Brack Bauer. I was so waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, I should have did like this. Like, that'll cost you. I think I did it in the movie too. I was like, that'll cost you, or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. That was awesome. So, what do you believe was the most challenging part of bringing Creighton Duke to life?
Yeah. I think the most challenging part of bringing Creighton Duke to life was not overdoing it. I could have hammed it up real good, and then I think fans would have noticed that right away, especially, Friday the 13th fan. If I would have hammed it up and do things out of character from the Duke, way out of character, they would have caught on to that immediately. And then they would have called me out for it. And you don't want to be the guy in the Friday the 13th franchise to mess up the Duke. I mean, that's like messing up Tommy. You're like, you don't want to be that guy, bro. So like, he was already established character along with Tina as well. But like the Duke, he's got to be a certain way. You got to have a certain type of swag and everything like that and be cool. So I just didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to be the guy who messed the Duke up. So I tried really hard not to mess the Duke up.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like, with you and Jessica Hotman, like, you both are playing already established characters that are already known by the fans. So like, Jessica's gonna be playing Tina, but she's playing a post-traumatic Tina, like, Tina that already lost her mom, and had to fight Jason, whereas you're portraying Creighton before he came into contact with Jason. But they're already established characters at this point, and if you mess them up, the Friday fans, they'll call you out on it.
They will. They will quick. And I don't know if you noticed the Easter egg in there. The when I call my wife on the phone, the Julius rep from Friday the 13th part 8. Like with the boxer. So it's going to be even more of a vendetta for me to go after Jason too. So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And and Peter mentioned that in the interview, and I'm like, oh, that's right. He did mention Julius. I forgot about that. That's awesome. Like, and Julius, he has one of the really good deaths, and one of the better deaths in that film, like just getting his head punched clean off his shoulder.
Yeah. Give me your best shot. yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely. So what was the best part about filming Roseblood, and what was the worst?
The best part is going out to Seattle and being on set and making a Friday the 13th film. Like, I'm looking around and just, saying there's Jason Brooks out there in full costume. I'm here with Peter Anthony, it's one of my good friends, and we're sitting here making a Friday the 13th film, man. That's just awesome to me, making a movie. We were making a movie. We're making Roseblood Part 7. Of course, it's one of my all-time favorites. When I was a kid, I broke the VHS tape out, rewinded so much and watch it, and here I am, Laura Park Lincoln's over there, and Terry Kaiser's here, and I'm making a film with them. Like, are you kidding me? This is literally a dream come true. So yeah, being on set with my friends, cracking jokes and working, we worked really, really, really hard. And I appreciate that. It's something I never forget. So yeah, just being on set, making the film, and being able to act as the Creighton Duke. Just a couple of years ago, we were playing the game. Now I'm here playing Creighton Duke. It's insane, and with costume and everything. So yeah, I just love making the film, man. Every single second of it, even though it was hard at times, but I love it. The worst part of filming this, it's hard, man, because I don't really have a lot of negative connotations with this film. Everything there I loved. I know we worked really hard, sometimes 16-hour days, 18-hour days or whatever, but I have really nothing negative to say about the cast and crew of that Roseblood. They shot it in 8 days, and everybody was on. It's the best set I've been on. Like I said, I've been on Warner Brothers sets, and they give you all good food and all that. And we ate really good too at Shine Luce's family. Shout out to them. But everybody was a team, and it's like lightning in the bottle. You don't get that all the time, and so I honestly don't really have too many negative things to say about the production. It was just awesome, and I learned so much there.
Right. I interviewed Laura Park Lincoln a couple months ago, I'd say, and we were talking about Friday 7 and Roseblood, of course, and she mentioned that it was one of the better sets she's ever been on, like definitely the top 3, maybe top 5, but she really, really enjoyed being on the set, and she's an icon. I remember when I first interacted with her years ago on Facebook, we were talking and everything, and I told her that this is around the time she first added me, actually, years ago, and I told her that Friday the 13th Part 7, first horror movie that I've ever saw. First horror movie I ever saw. She goes, really? She goes, how old were you when you saw it? I said, 6, 7. She goes, 6 or 7? She goes, Scotty, we're gonna have a talk about that. I would never let my kids watch a horror movie or my movie at 6 or 7 years old.
Dang,
I'm like, oh my God, I just get yelled at by Tina. Yep, I love her. Awesome. She's great, great lady. Awesome. And I interviewed Terry Kaiser as well. Amazing guy. And
he's so cool.
And I told Peter, I said, when you brought him back, I did not know how you were bringing him back, but he is dead. So I really hope you weren't retconning that, and I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, he did. He's opened the film. Just a phenomenal job. You see him act like, wow, this dude got some, some range and some talent, just when he yells Tina at the end, like, oh, that's so good, bro. Like, oh, this dude is just good. Yeah. So heck yeah, they're all good. Laura Park,
you have to be a good actor. Yeah, but you have to be a good actor when you make an entire movie and you're just a dead guy, and you know what I mean? Like, if you're just playing a guy that's dead and you have to act dead for an entire movie, you got to be a good actor.
Yeah, and then pop up sometimes to do weird dances. Weekend at Bernie's, that dude, it was awesome. I thought back, like, this dude was a hell of an actor, Yeah. When I watched Weekend at Bernie's when I was younger, I was like, man, that's pretty good. The dude is
absolutely
he's just a amazing guy. He's such a kind-hearted soul as well.
Absolutely, he really is. Now, how was Jason Brooks as Jason, and I guess Jason Voorhees, I should say, because it's Jason. But how was he? How was he as Jason?
Jason.
So
Oh
how
yeah,
was
he was incredible. Our first night there, I think we shot the fast team scenes, but before then, Brooks went in costume. And he's like a cool guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a big fan of this stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So he's a huge fan of this stuff. But when it came down to shoot the Jason scenes with the fast team, when he came in, oh, he was Jason Voorhees, part 7, Kane Hodder all the way. His movements, his actions, everything. The dude is just a powerhouse. He is the new Jason Voorhees in my eyes. Jason Brooks is one of the most kindest guys ever. Like he's so cool. You know, you can approach him with anything. He's always coming up with his solutions on set. You know, how to do certain things or how we should move or we should do it like this. But like when it comes on, when that camera rolling, oh, he's Jason Voorhees 1000%. Oh, he's mean. Sometimes I'll just be like fooling around as Duke, and I turn around and Brooks just looking at me, you know what I'm saying? With that Kane Hodder look, dude, I'm like, oh, Brooks.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's awesome, bro.
Was he terrifying when he was in that costume?
You say what?
Was he terrifying when he was in that costume?
Oh yeah. He was terrifying, especially when he was moving around in action scenes and moving around and you know what I'm saying, doing things. Yeah, he was terrifying because he's huge. I think he's about like 7 foot tall or something like that. So he's a big guy. Yeah. So like when he's moving around, you're not expecting to see him. You just there. He's kind of terrifying, but he's a total professional. You know, like when you yell cut, he's a total professional and he's chilling. Then you kind of get kind of used to Jason a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when the camera rolling, he ain't no joke. I just put it like that.
Absolutely.
Like
and the thing is, he's playing Jason, the Kane Hodder's version of Jason. It's not like he's just playing a random Jason in some random timeline of a fan film. Like he's playing part 7's Kane Hodder's Jason. Like, so you have to nail that. And he did it. He did a good job.
He nailed it. All the quick looks, all the breathing, like when he had the weed whacker thing, it's like, that's Voorhees right there. I'm sitting there looking at it like, holy, that's Jason right there, son. You know what I'm saying? That's Jason Voorhees. I can't believe up here looking at this. Yeah. He was Hodder for sure. He definitely embodied the Hodder spirit. I don't know how he did. And he's pretty vengeance as well. Yeah, so
he did great. He really did. And what about Peter Anthony as a director? How do you think he did as a director?
Yeah, he was all right until like I messed up my lines one time and then he swung and knocked me out cold. They brought some smelling salts to bring me back. He said, it was sad. So other than that, Peter's pretty mean on set, and he knocked me out. So no, I'm just kidding. Right? No, I'm just kidding. No, like I said, Pete was a great guy, great director on set. He was under so much pressure, you know what I'm saying, acting in the film, directed it, making sure all the props are right, things like that. So he had 100 million things to do, and he stayed calm, and he made sure everybody was okay. You know what I'm saying? He talked to everybody, he joked to everybody, he kept it very light on set. It was just a pleasure to work with that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with me and him being friends, just to see him work to get his vision done, it was excellent. He never lost his temper ever on set. So like the knockout thing was just a joke. But he was a total pleasure to work with. Anytime you want to do another film, whatever he needs, I'll be down 100%. Yeah, he was excellent. Peter's that dude. He raised all the money himself. He did everything. He'll call me late night and be showing me the spikes and the Garbage Pail Kids, and he's so excited, like a kid on Christmas. Like, look what I got! Yo, I got the Duke, I got the bolo in there. We got the best, son. I was like, oh yeah, son. Like, so yeah, so he's just as excited as we were. So yeah, he was excellent, man, and he brought his vision to life. Bravo to that guy for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I could see him knocking somebody out or something. No.
Oh yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy. He did great as that Dickie, General Brackbauer. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. But he did great.
Was one of my favorite scenes to shoot. The me and General Brackbauer. I don't know why. It was just really fun to shoot it with him. You know what I'm saying? To see him act, because he's a talented actor as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he's over the top. And Rosebud, but on purpose though, you know what I'm saying? It's like that great 80s cheese, but he nails his lines perfectly. So like to play off him was awesome. It was a dream come true. It was a long time coming. So yeah,
Absolutely.
hell yeah, peace to man, yo.
Absolutely. And I love how they brought the Crystal Lake research facility back from like Jason X.
Yeah,
Which was a
that was
nice
super
touch.
cool. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
nice. So that was that was a good throwback there, and that was smart for Pete to set his story there. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, oh, that's kind of genius. Now you got, you got the Duke in there, you got Tina. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
just make logical sense
Yep.
to me. So yeah, I thought that was dope.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the last question I got for you, do you have any other projects or anything that you would like to plug to the listening and the viewing audience?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. If you guys want to check me out more, later down the road, we don't know what happened. I'm a black person who didn't die in this horror movie film.
You don't die till Jason goes to hell.
Yeah. But
One of the rarities.
I made it through this one, so we'll see what happened down the road. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, if you guys want to check out my YouTube channel where I review horror movies, I review a lot of movies coming out. I do skits because I love comedy. I like to make people laugh. Go ahead and check me out at Q Reviews with an S on YouTube. And I pretty much put out content every day or every other day. Right now, I'm working on my Dexter season finale cut. Yesterday, I think I put out the top 5 kills of the Scream franchise. And of course, I think I'm seeing Scream 5 tomorrow. So I'll be putting that up tomorrow after I get out the theater. And just a bunch of other stuff coming up on my YouTube channel. So yeah, if you want to check out more of the Duke, but Q, go ahead and check out Q Reviews. And yeah. Thanks, man.
Awesome. And before we started filming, I said I was going to follow you on YouTube, and I will, but I'll be staying off your channel till Saturday. I'm seeing Scream Saturday.
Oh yeah. Well, don't worry. I don't spoil it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a non-spoiler review before I do the spoiler review. I don't spoil movies. The Dexter one I did, I just kind of spoiled the ending of that, but I put it in big red letters like spoiler.
Yeah, that's the way it should be done. Yeah.
I hate when people do that, yo.
Yeah, I do too. And especially like I don't mind if I'm a little spoiled about like Halloween or Friday the 13th or whatever. But Scream, you have to go into that movie fresh, not knowing who the killers are.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a twist. Yeah. No, don't worry. I'm not gonna spoil Scream. I'm not gonna spoil Scream for sure, man. Like,
absolutely.
Maybe we could do a live stream if you want. We can talk about spoilers after you see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. Absolutely. And after we end this, I'll send you my YouTube channel, and yours will be your interview will be up there sometime either tonight or tomorrow. And of course I'll follow you, and I'm glad that we were able to make this interview happen. I'm really honored to have you on. I mean, have the Duke on. It's funny because I had 2 Dukes on. I had Stephen Williams a couple months ago, and now I have you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Stephen Williams on. That's a dude. Yes. Yeah, that's awesome.
Probably, at least more than a couple months ago, probably a year or so ago now it's been. But
that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome, man. I can't wait to check out your content, man. I'm about to go check it out like now.
Definitely.
As soon as I get off this
absolutely. Yeah. I had a lot of indie stars, and I had a lot of big names. I had Naomi Grossman from American Horror Story.
Oh wow!
Dee Wallace, Terry Kaiser.
Dee Wallace, I love Dee Wallace. Oh my god, I love that lady.
Absolutely love her. Great lady.
Yeah, she's so nice. Yeah, I met her a couple times.
Absolutely. So yeah, definitely check out my stuff and let me know what you think. And I thank you for joining me. And I can't wait to see your content. I'm sure that it's amazing. I can't wait to watch.
Oh yeah. I'm about to check out. So be looking for me in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a great rest of your night, Q.
You too, man. Thanks so much for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Peace, man.